go. Now we have a quick errand to run.
Never seen a shade this large around here.
Oh, hello, random encounter. I was hoping to trigger.
Be careful. This is a formidable foe.
Apparently I'm out of the loop, Darren, because I don't know what that means. I'm apprehensive about a Far Cry 6, though, because I did not care for Far Cry 5.
Stupid trash getting in our way.
It's hard to imagine a shade being here. It's almost like it was waiting for us. They can't be that intelligent.
Oh, really now? Can you truly say so with all confidence? The tactics of the Shades grow more intricate with each passing year. It would not surprise me to see them setting elaborate traps for us before long.
We'd better wipe them out before they get too smart.
In any case, we won't be able to live in peace until we take out the Shadow Lord.
Well, what I was saying is I didn't even know Far Cry 6 was a thing. So, okay. It sounds like they're keeping the animal, the follower system from 5. It's hard to say without having actually seen the animals, but I mean, I like puppies, so I'm inclined to pick the puppy. And again, I don't know. I mean, one of the few good things 5 had was the big bear named Cheeseburger, who's, I think, was diabetic because he ate lots of cheeseburgers or something. And he was weirdly endearing despite just being a bear. Like, there wasn't anything else particularly interesting about him other than his little backstory. Let's see. One of these bitches got to talk to. It's probably the one with the side quest.
You look like something's on your mind.
Well, a week
this is the
ago,
one,
I
yeah.
had a sudden brainstorm that the real money is in the fortune-telling business. So I'm trying to set up shop.
Fortune telling.
You know it. And once I get my special gazing stone, people will be flocking in from miles around.
But what?
The stone was supposed to be delivered, but it hasn't come. No stone means no customers, and no customers means I'm eating dirt tonight. Again.
Can't you just get another stone?
Well, they're pretty rare. I think Popola knows something about them, but she and I aren't really that close, so I don't want to bug her.
We're friends. I'll ask her.
Oh, would you? That'd be great.
Oof. I hope this doesn't... hope I can still do this quest without triggering the end dungeon. Because, I mean, crocodiles can be outrun relatively easily. I mean, if I lived in like a, you know, in like a lake house or something, then yeah, crocodile would be ideal. Or if I lived in a castle and I had a moat. But my understanding, as someone who has thankfully never had to experience a crocodile, is that they can move surprisingly fast short distances, but that's about it. So, the doggy would be better at chasing down and, you know, destroying your intruder for you. The crocodile is at best a deterrent.
We killed the shade at the bridge.
My daughter is dead. She passed while you were gone.
Well, sorry.
Here, take this money. I won't be needing it anymore.
Thank you, and thank you. That was a lot of money. Hey, my collection is complete.
What the hell?
It's the massive shade we saw in the area.
I don't even want to know.
Why would Popola be collecting figurines of the shades we defeated?
Why indeed?
You're really gonna do it? The whole village is buzzing, you know. They say you're gonna go rescue Yona. I guess it's really happening, huh?
I'll bring her back. I promise.
About that.
Yeah?
Nothing. Never mind. Popola just loves to worry. Anyway, you be careful. Yes, do be careful.
Thanks. Hey, Popola, you know anything about some kind of magic fortune-telling stone?
Well, that's a tone shift.
Oh, you mean the Eye of Power? And yes, I know it's a funny name, but that's what they're called. Why do you ask?
Helping someone out? You have any idea where I can get one?
Well, there used to be some on the roof of the Lost Shrine. I'm willing to bet they're still there.
All right. I'll give the Lost Shrine a shot.
Oof. That's gonna be annoying. I gotta run all the way back to the Lost Shrine. All the way back. And then, I'm gonna have to run all the way back. Alright, well. Let's get this done. I think I still can't go in through the front, so I've got to go in through the side, or through the thingamabob, the boat entrance thing.
Oh, there.
Are we ready?
Let's all make it.
It's a plan.
Don't tell me how to live. Or to live. That's my trigger warning. Probably should have put more shades in the way. It would be. It's a shame that I'm not sure if anything can fall off the sides. Now these shades and their invisible walls. Ah. You mind? Stop blocking, please. Thank you. Alright. Back here again. And I still can't use the front, right? I think. Use that freaking health capsule by accident. So straight across would be the front entrance. Yeah, it just doesn't function anymore. Alright, good to know. Oh, hello there. Hey there, Chris. You got here in time for me to run up to the doorstep of the final dungeon, and then I will be running away. Because I've got stuff to do. Nope. I said nope. There we go. So I don't have to do the block puzzles again. Let's see. Do you mind? It's on over there. I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was happening. So I'm, I'm completely in the dark. The only gaming development I'm aware of, well, okay, now Darren's told me that Far Cry 6 is happening, but the only development I'm aware of, aside from that, is that there's going to be FireX is making an XCOM style Marvel game, and I want to just throw my money at them because that sounds awesome. Totally into that. Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Good. I can still change the future. Alright, so I think... somewhere on the roof is the thing I'm looking for. I think I remember I had to find a specific spot, and then that would make like a shade of some kind appear. Just have to keep my eyes peeled, I guess. It's not right there, right? Yeah, I can't get the block over there. I'd be down for Shantae. I don't actually have an attachment to either franchise, but Shantae's cute. I've been wanting to give Crash a proper try. I have the remakes. I just haven't played them. There. Do you mind? Thank you. I mean, Crash is a bigger name than Shantae, certainly. I've got to get it somewhere over here. I need to look this up. It's not over there, right? I can't even get the block over there. Unless... did I find the thing? Is this where I go? I mean, Shantae doesn't need to be censored on Smash, I wouldn't think. She's dressed skimpily, but she's also really cartoony. I mean, if you can have Bayonetta, you can have Shantae. In my opinion. Yeah, I think this is the right way to go. Alright, let's speed this up. Hey Brenda, I read that as I ate a turtle, and I was like, wow, I have questions, but a burrito is a lot less interesting. Aw, you dick. Ugh. Alright, let's try that again. At least I know where I'm going. Okay. So we push the thing over here. So why Shantae and Crash? Are they up for a vote or something? Or are people just pulling that out of thin air? I can skip a lot of this if I'm spry. Yep. Ah. Just gonna sit there while I charge up my spears. And you're gonna like it. Oh, what the hell? Alright, fine then. We'll do this the hard way. Harder for me, not for you. Also, why isn't your hitbox working properly? I mean, Shantae appears on Nintendo systems, so I don't think they would make a special effort to censor her just for Smash Brothers. Yeah, eat it.
This must be the
And
Eye of
also a
Power.
dick.
Oh my gosh, I can feel magic just gushing out of it.
I must say, I'm impressed. Telling one's fortune with such a powerful stone could produce rather accurate results.
Now, for all that work, we had to run all the way back home. Yay. Oh no! I looked away to read the chat and I didn't see the pit. On some kind of official list, or just on a list of people, of characters that fans want to be in Smash? Because it kind of sounds like the latter. And when it comes to Smash characters, I will always and forever put forth Wonder Red as a must-have in Smash. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. Yeah, fanless, that's what I figured. So, yeah. Screw both of them. Wonder Red. That is who should be in Smash. Do you mind? I'm interrupting my epic quest so I can do a side quest. Oh, that's a cheap shot. I didn't even finish loading in. I am the best at falling into pits, Brenda. And I will fight anyone who says otherwise, and then I will fall into a pit before, finishing them off. Did they censor Bayonetta? She looks the same to me. Though I say this, I say that as someone who doesn't really play Smash. I own the new Smash. I have played maybe an hour of it because I was really excited about trying the new characters, and then I got kind of tired of using old characters to try and unlock them, and I lost interest. I mean, my might not be absent because of licensing or because of censorship. My might be missing because they didn't feel like shelling out the license for a completely superfluous character. I'm sure Terry is not a licensed package. A licensing package. Could have said that better. You piece of crap.
I must say, I'm rather surprised you didn't bother to learn how to swim these past 5 years.
I can swim. My weapon is just heavy.
So you say.
I've never gotten that conversation before. That's funny. I mean, he's right. Most of his weapons are huge. Okay.
Oh, there.
We're going to the northern plains. Kaine and Emil both want a piece of Nier, but the only one he rides is Boar. Oops. Wait. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Alright, brought you the fucking magic rock. Give me my thing.
Did this work for you?
That's it. Oh, thank you. Oh, and while you're here, how about a free reading? Come on, it's the least I can do.
Sure, why not?
Sure, might as well.
Let's see what the eye has to reveal.
Where are we?
I don't know. Never seen this place before.
Hey, look, we're in a very familiar place.
Saints, in our dreams? What cheek.
Dreams?
I refuse to believe that we were simply whisked off to some alien land.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, Chris, I mean, nudity, censoring nudity is a lot different from just having a scantily clad girl, of which Nintendo has many. So, Shantae and Bayonetta are in no way comparable. Oh, that reminds me. I need to go grab a thing. Here we are. Yes! The reason I came to do this stupid thing. My favorite weapon. The iron pipe. The same one Nier had in the very beginning of the game. 7-ish episodes ago. I'll pipe all your asses. Probably best to switch to Phantasm for the moment. Well, Shantae is also probably a dirt cheap license. But I mean, if I was a cynical person, that would be you know, my justification for picking her, or for why they would pick her. Sora wouldn't be out of the question though. They've already had Kingdom Hearts games on Nintendo consoles. Even that rhythm game not too long ago. Aw, damn it! You piece of crap.
Where?
I don't even have my pipe.
I don't know. Never seen this place before.
Shades! In our dreams? What cheek.
Dreams?
I refuse to believe that we were simply whisked off to some alien land.
Yeah, I suppose.
Have fun with the nap, Brenda. Shields don't mean shit against great swords. It's not just an okay sword. I mean, Disney is always very protective about their brands, so they might have something against, you know, or they might not be keen on seeing other characters from other franchises potentially beating up, you know, one of their flagship characters. Which sounds dumb, but Disney has made decisions along those lines before. They're very insecure. Little shits need to stagger more. Oh, the big one's here. And that means we can switch back to Dark Hand. Not so tough when I stab you in the back repeatedly.
What was that?
I cannot say, but I doubt it was a mere daydream if all of us experienced it as one.
I think I've seen that before.
Wow. I don't know what happened, but you guys look pretty shaken up.
Yeah.
There's a deep inner meaning behind this fortune, but I'm not really sure what it is. I guess I need more practice. Anyway, thanks again for the help. Stop by
Someone
anytime.
hasn't read the guidebook for the game.
I think I'll pass for now.
What was that all about?
I don't know. It gave me some serious deja vu.
Did it now?
Yeah, like I'd been there before or something. But at the same time, it felt like something was pushing down on my chest.
Well, it was just a dream. Best to put it out of your mind.
So the whole reason we did that was to get the iron pipe. It's partially because I just really like using it as a weapon, seeing as it was... It feels thematically appropriate because it was Nier's weapon during the intro, but to get the true ending to the game, you need to collect all of the different weapons, and the iron pipe is one of them. Well, you need to collect all the weapons that were not DLC weapons in the previous game, but that's still most of them. So we've actually missed a couple of weapons on this run because I've forgotten about stuff, but it's okay. We'll be able to get them later. Can't get the true ending first anyway. You gotta get the other ones. And yeah, Shantae is not, like, regular sexy. She's, like, cutesy kind of sexy. Kind of like Princess Jasmine. So, you don't need... You can play with her outfit a bit without really changing the design entirely. And make her acceptable for, you know, even, like... Is K the tamest rating for ESRB? I think it is. Right for kids. So yeah, you don't need to tweak her that much. Blacksmith, I have a pipe. I want you to make it stronger.
Could you bash up a bunch of rope? By the way, what can I help you with?
Shut up, Gideon. Oh no, what am I missing? Oh, all that stuff. Well, that's fine then. I don't need my pipe to be good.
Come back.
Because I thought I'd be able to get at least one level off of it. But we're fine. Just gonna go do the shrine again. Use some medical herbs. Used a few in a gauntlet. Oh, I guess I'm already full up again. Good. Let me get on the board. Actually, oh, it's over there. Stupid boar that can only be climbed onto from one specific side and takes forever to start up. Fuck you, little shits. That's what you get, boar.
Oh, there.
We're going to the shrine. And we're gonna do this again! But now with a pipe in hand. Excuse me. Pardon me. One side. Oh, I should put words on my new toy. Magic and martial arts. Alright, now we're good. Damn it. There. Die and take your cheap suit with you. I think most people would say that Waluigi is a good leak, but I've never even understood the ironic interest in Waluigi. Though I also have a friend who is unironically a huge Luigi fan, like regular Luigi, so I guess it takes all sorts. No, thank you. Take that box. Nothing I need. Yeah. God, it's so fucking frustrating to dodge those guys when you're looking top down. Okay, almost there. The wrong way. Nope. And safe. Alright, we're finally here. Again. For the 4th time. Should have only been 3, but one of them was, you know, me doing the side quest.
Such an ominous sight. And yet I find it strangely nostalgic.
Yeah. This is where Vice and I first met. First fought together.
Wow! This is where you used to live, Vice?
Well, yes, I suppose. In a technical sense.
Pretty nice digs for a floating magazine.
At least it was free from annoying hussies like yourself.
And here we go.
And now the path is open.
It's actually not as weird as you'd think, Chris. We found all kinds of crazy crap dropped from Shades. I mean, I could just peek into my inventory and... let's see... I've got motors and batteries, earrings, technical guides, dictionaries, coloring books, school books, someone's bag, some boots, various kinds of machines. Just, yeah, got a lot of, there's a lot of weird shit lying around. So, yeah, people have probably found magazines. I got a new sword I won't be using. Which is a shame, because it actually does look quite cool. Oh, right. I think there's a thing I have to do with the fountain.
To whom does the true voice speak? To whom does the true form show itself? You must answer.
It can talk!
I ask, why did humans disappear from the world?
The hell is this?
I believe this is some manner of password.
Password?
Yes. The correct answer should grant us access to the castle. I feel confident I've heard this somewhere before.
And just before we move on, if you look out there in the distance, you can see what appears to be something resembling a modern-day city. You can see like the ruined buildings, skyscrapers, all that kind of stuff. So just a little extra clue about the true nature of things. Look at that. You get a nice big view of the building itself, which is very much like modern-day architecture. Our modern-day architecture, obviously not not Nier world modern day.
To whom does the true voice speak? To whom does the true form show itself? I ask, why did humans disappear from the world? You must answer.
Because of a black disease.
I answer, because of a black disease. I ask, how can humans extend their lives?
By separating body from soul.
I answer, by separating body from soul. I ask, what is the destination of souls?
That would be being placed in their corresponding shells.
I answer, they are placed in their corresponding shells. Very well. You are acknowledged as master. You may enter. Well then, it seems the way is open.
That's right, Chris. I don't know if you were there for the intro, but the intro takes place in like 2000 something, and then after it's over, then it shoots forward like a 1,000 or so years, and then we're in the current Nier world. So they actually don't even try to hide it that well. Although, I suppose you probably wouldn't guess we're post-apocalyptic just from that. How did you bitches beat me here?
It's the twins from your village.
And they have magical girl ones.
Popa, Devila, what are you doing here?
Hey, any chance you'll just go back to the village? This is a very dangerous place. Even if you can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
How did you get here?
We're asking the questions right now.
We're here to rescue Yona.
No dice, huh? Well, I guess we don't have a choice then. No, I suppose not. How sad.
Sad for you.
We didn't want to fight you. We really didn't want to.
Yeah, Darren, it's kind of like Adventure Time. Those are weird words to say, but it's true.
What's happening?
Sorry, but this fate was predetermined. Still, we spoke to truth. We really wanted to avoid this if possible. We were hoping to put it off for 100 years or so. Until the next generation came along.
What are you talking about?
Are they shades?
I don't think so.
It's a lie. I don't believe it.
We never thought you'd grow to be this powerful.
This is madness. Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so with us, Grimoire Vice. You are a traitor.
Have you been wondering why they've been getting the figurines of all the people we keep killing? This is why, incidentally. It's been a weird bit of foreshadowing.
They copied my powers.
Shit on a shingle. They can use the sealed verses.
Of course we can. The power came from us in the first place. You were simply loaned a small portion of it.
Joke's on you, bitches. Only like 2 of them are any good.
Why are you guys doing this? Why are you siding with the Shades?
Oh, this is in the wrong thing here. Nope. Let's switch back to hand. back. I wasn't done hitting you with this pipe. They're throwing shade at you.
Why?
The answer to
Well
everything
done, Darren.
lies within the heart of the Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord? So you've been on his side this whole time?
You must search for that answer yourself. You've got to face your own truth now.
It's a yes or no question.
Please, enter the Shadow Lord's castle.
And I mean, they are. Like, it's it's not even like there's a mystery there. They're just being obtuse for no reason. Although, to be fair, Chris, I have a pipe, so I can hack, but I can't really slash, because it's a blunt instrument.
Devila and Popola are fighting us.
Yes, they do seem to be putting us through a great deal of...
You okay, Vice?
How odd. For long years, my mind and tongue have been my greatest assets. But now the latter seems to be... Well,
Vice?
do not look at me like that. I am Grimoire Weiss. I am perfectly...
It's not worrying.
I think I hear a waltz.
Now we're in the Haunted Mansion. He does sound drunk.
It certainly is a grand affair.
Mind if I cut in?
Bunch of dancing bastards.
They're all shades!
I take it back. It's cool. We don't need to dance.
I think we're locked in.
It's not like I was planning to leave.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that.
Just give me a sec. Oh, you fucking dick. Had a big old hand spell ready to go. And you ruined it. Why are you shooting that shit at me? Come back here. I'm trying to stab you. With a spear. There you are. Oh, you you put up the anti-magic shield just in time.
Damn it! It won't stop coming!
I'll open the next door. Cover me.
Oh, how I do love a good
Well, they're not exactly ghosts, Chris.
Twice!
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan. Let's go.
Protect Kaine for us.
Get back here.
Come on.
Kaine!
Fucking-
Hurry!
It's not
Aha.
open yet?
Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
No, you idiot. What are you doing?
Lock doesn't want to open? Fine. I'll just break it down.
Stop, you impatient fool.
Goddamn no good bullshit bastard! Open the fuck up already! Ugh! Got it.
Kaine, look out!
These things are freaking me out! Kaine! What's wrong?
We need to help Kaine. We need to help Kaine.
You okay?
Yeah. Well, we got problems.
So many balls. I'm pretty sure I said this before, but in the Nier world, the boar is the apex predator.
No need forgiveness, ask. Paul.
Kaine?
Although, fun fact, this guy's name is Goose, as in mother. And there is a reason for that.
How should I know?
Kaine, are you all right?
I'm fine. Let's just kill some shit and move on, alright?
Damn shit!
Oh dear.
It got armor somehow. Good thing we're experts at killing boars by this point. I've ridden the mighty boar. You do not scare me at all. Honestly, relative to your power level, Goose is probably much weaker than the boar was.
Can we even hurt this thing?
The problem is that Goose has Wolverine healing.
Oh no!
I can't stop now. Damn it.
Stay focused, Kaine. Don't fall victim to such distractions.
Come on! We have to keep going! Let's go!
Can we leave yet? No, I guess we can't.
This way! Move!
Oh, door's open now. Aha! Hoisted by your own petard. And we got a new spear that we will never use.
Up here!
Hey, look, an elevator shaft.
How can we deal with this thing?
Please, hurry!
Yep. I forgot it's an instant death if you don't get away from the stupid thing. Alright, take two. Oh, I have to get Lance every time. Awesome. That's wonderful. I love it.
How can we deal with this thing?
Please, hurry!
No, no! Aha! Just in time.
Damn it, I can't get it open.
She's kicking it with both feet and it's not opening.
Attack incoming!
The entrance is locked too!
It seems we are in a bit of a predicament.
Ironically, Emil fights more like Dark Ganon, or more like Ganon does than Goose does. Aha! And then spears happened.
What are you doing here?
You are correct. But
Stop! Let me go! Stop it! Damn it! King, no!
キ後でアリクラーサ開こう
No! Open the door! You can't fight that thing on your own!
ユククおタオキアルタビュートクルトこっちいる勝てケイタルイトエチケロアルテリアだせ
ギウジー
各一義士
真鍮カレルタカイザムテラス
なんだ改てウラーヌペルアトチ
ウラーヌカイザムトトラチ
Open the damn door!
Knock it off already. Let's go.
Kaine.
He's fighting for you. And for Fira. Don't let him die for nothing.
My friend.
I really do love the people of Facade. They always have the cool stuff. Give you all these health items in case you got really fucked during that sequence. This feels like pipe time.
Devila! Popola!
Oh, look. You made it. We've been waiting for so long.
Why are you doing this?
It began 1,300 years ago. Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt.
Gestalt?
Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
The walking lampshades were the men of the mask. They've been our buddies. We killed wolves with them and stuff. And now they've shown up in our darkest hour. They're a cool bunch of guys. They just really like rules.
Weiss! My mind. I remember.
Did they just throw like a folder full of documents at me from across the room or something? How does that actually work?
Devila. Popola. You are not human. In fact. Oh no.
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real bitch. You want to finish that thought for him, sister? All of us. Every person standing in this room are mere shells created by the true humans.
What are you saying?
You still don't get it? You aren't human.
So then humans, I mean, the true humans, are extinct?
No. They still live on. You know them as shades. Each shade is a twisted remnant of what was once a human being.
Crazy, huh? Now let's skip the part where you stand there with your mouths agape and just get down to business.
Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours. The rightful owner has been waiting for a very long time.
Please don't be angry with us. We are only doing our duty.
Our endless existences have a single purpose: to control the lives of others in accordance with the will of the true humans.
You have your own motives, your own desires.
And we have ours. I fear it really is just that simple.
Don't speak such foolishness.
Sorry.
So they're a little unclear on the point, but Devil and Popola are actually androids. Nier and friends are not.
Tools in the hands of a master.
No.
They're a more complicated
Nothing
situation.
like you.
But this little twist is actually kind of spoiled for you if you play Automata first, because you see other androids from the same series as Devil and Popola, and who also have the same names. They are not the same androids, though. They're just the same model. There for a couple more seconds. Thank you. I appreciate that. He just punched Kanye across the room. Dodged my fist. You just got piped.
Devila? Devila?
Popola, are you crying? No! Don't die!
You know, Popola, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls.
Devla, I can't stop the bleeding. Oh God, I can't stop it.
This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness. Our souls are missing. And yet somehow our tears still work. It's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you.
Devla! Devla! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone! Devla!
Let's stop this now.
Stop? Stop? Now you want to stop?
I wanted to stop 5 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago.
Marjorie, to stop? You cut down my sister like a goddamn animal and now you want to stop? Popola, wait! It doesn't have to. No one stops! It's way too late to stop! No one stops!
Alright. Part 2.
Please, don't do this, Popola! You and Devla were like parents to me! Those two have watched the world wither for time immemorial. The cruelness of such a fate is vivid. I don't want to do this! I don't want to fight her!
Stop bitching and start fighting! It's the only way!
A bit more suited for the massive spam of magic bullets she throws out.
No stopping ever!
The bridge! Blast! We're trapped!
I've got an idea.
Oh, there's a bit of a delay with the cutscene, it looks like.
I fear we're done for.
There we go, we caught up.
It'll be all right.
Huh?
You know, when I was young, I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. Something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Emil!
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something.
No!
Now get going, okay?
Emil!
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here! Emil!
He's so unstable, and Vice can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn. I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
And there were two. I do wish we could pick up Emil's staff. Yeah, nice little memento. She has to keep beating the sadness out of Nier.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. You gently stumbled out of my attack. Bravo. There we go.
Yona! This ends here. Strike hard. Hold nothing back.
I'm gonna pipe you, bitch.
How can a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadow Lord?
Don't speak in such a manner, fool. I am nothing like you.
No! Impossible!
Don't relax yet. It's not over. Strike it when it has stopped.
Be careful!
I know.
Killed your book. Sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna pipe you.
Vice, you alright?
I'm as fit as a fit.
brother.
Yona.
One sec, Yona. I'm almost done beating this guy with my pipe.
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yona's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him. It's you, isn't it?
Yes, it's me. Let's go home.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to. I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that I love you.
Hurry. The shade that possessed her is gone.
Shadow Lord didn't enjoy that development
What's
very
over
much.
Yona for me? You want me to understand your sadness? Think I'm gonna sympathize with you? I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand aside or be cut down. Now come on! Let's finish this! Vice, what's wrong?
Fine. All is
You're freaking me out here, Vice.
What are you doing? Come so. Just do it. Strike the killing blow. One moment, please.
You okay?
Fine, just fine. Alright, no, I'm not.
Vice.
It seems some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits. I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
Vice. I'm sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks.
But...
Let's go. Out of the way. I have one final task to fulfill.
Where are you going?
Why, to stop him, of course. But after that, it's up to you. Only you can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore I'd always fight by your side.
You are an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that, yes? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Vice!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name? Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Vice.
Vice. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
I have something to defend. I have a reason to live. Shadowlord.
This would be really easy if I had magic. Which is the point, I suppose. Using the pipe makes that cutscene so much cooler.
Is Iona all right? Oh, God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Vice? Where are you? Are you okay?
I am as well as can be, considering I have lost my physical form. Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely. Your sister is safe. Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her. Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
I don't know.
Typical. But take heart. I know you can do it.
What's my favorite food? Cookies. What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook. What's my favorite place? Home with you. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone?
I'm gonna be really mad if it crashes here. Taking a bit of time to load. Hello. There we go. That was a little scary. So you have to type in the name of her brother, which is, of course, whatever you decide to name your save file.
Is that you? Is this my body?
Yes, Yuna. It's yours and yours alone.
You look bigger than before. Like you've grown up.
Oh, yeah. I guess you haven't seen me for a while.
Have I been asleep this whole time?
Something like that.
It's almost like I'm a princess from some fairy tale.
Oh, Yuna. I'm so happy to have you back.
Me too.
Kaine.
You and your sister. You have a good life, okay?
Where are you gonna go?
Guess I'll...
You could stay with us, you know.
Thanks, but I'll pass. You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care of.
What do you mean?
Personal shit, alright? Anyway, take it easy, yeah?
Kaine.
Hey, look. It's beautiful. For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it.
Just waiting for it to load. I don't remember it being so bad on PS3. Maybe I'm just, yeah, maybe I've whitewashed it in my mind. There we go.
Thank you. I love it.
They gave her a really weird smile. Her lips like aren't going up.
It's so sunny today.
It looks like a grimace.
Yeah, it sure is.
And that is the ending. Or an ending. If it seems like it just raised more questions than it answered, then there's a reason for that, because there's 3 more endings. Plus, I believe they added 1 more in this remake. And it's not a multiple choice sort of deal. Every ending will expound upon the previous one and, you know, reveal a little bit more to you about what's going on with Nier. And I cannot skip the credit roll. Which is fair, I suppose. Looks like there's a lot of people who worked on this thing. Wow, they had 2 Davids working on this thing. That's ritzy. But yeah, that's I'd say about 75% of Nier. It's a really good game. It's fun to play. It's got a good story. A lot of heartwarming stuff, good and bad. I already like the gameplay in the original game, but they've spruced it up a bit, so you know, you have a little bit more to do in combat. That's pretty cool. The weapons they added just the other day are busted as hell, because they get insanely high stats when you upgrade them all. I don't know why they chose to do that, but whatever. It's not like Nier is all that hard. Anyway, that's not a huge deal. You're just reaching the M's. Like, I have nothing against people getting the credit they're due, you know, but there are 4 more endings. You could at least let me skip the 1 credit roll, please. Oh, there are 3 Naukis working on this thing. Yeah. A lot of ingredients. I guess it must be a common family name. Yeah, I mean, again, like a shitload of people worked in this thing, and yeah, they absolutely deserve to get their credit. But this is a really long credit roll, and I've got to do this more times, and I still haven't even gotten to save the damn game, which is a little terrifying because of how how many times it looks like the game has gotten stuck in the last 20 minutes. So I'm a little on edge. But here we go. We are at the T's. We are coming to the V's. We're very close to the end of the alphabet. Oh hey, Yoko Taro is... We're just tucked in right there. You think the guy who came up with the damn game would have like a special spot, in the credits somewhere, like be right at the beginning or something under his own heading. They put him in all caps, but still, it seems kind of silly. Then again, Taro's a weird guy, so he might have wanted it that way. Okay, here we go. So we get to save our data, and we get the little flower there, signifying that we have gotten ending A. And now they are telling us that the way we progress with things is by continuing with the thing. So I'm going to wrap it up for the night in a couple minutes, but just waiting until I can... Right, here we go. I have pushed any button. So we're going to load our finished game data. Hello there, little Yona. Hello. Just waiting for you to give me that last bit of the progress bar. There we go.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Oh, I have to read the thing. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly towards the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly to the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no. They found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face. The stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the Eyrie. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping down her face, but quickly regained his bravado. "What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home?" Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she'd experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the action of the children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. "I didn't say you could leave, freak." Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. "He can't hurt me," she lied to herself. "Be strong. Be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt..." "Oh look, little freak is going to cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead?" Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin, and the rain slowed. "Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off." Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. "Show me." "No." "Did you just say no?" Demo grinned evilly. "You don't say no to me. No one says no to me." Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. "Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves." As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. "I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for? Everyone knows what you really are." Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. "Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to." "Freak!" chanted the children. "Freak, freak, freak." Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare to open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled upon the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from the spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt upon the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. "Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it." The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand that Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. "Ow!" he screamed, leaping to his feet. "Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demon's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here. Either of you. Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Diem and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at that fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting out the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, she said. Why didn't you fight back? And I accidentally skipped the rest of that. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall upon the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands upon her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You've got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her mother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, then they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears! Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without even seeing one, and yet, her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been much more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother, as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're going to be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we've got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all of her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. I didn't remember there being so much. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. "Stupid piece of shit axe!" Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma!" called Kaine. "That you, Kaine?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her grandmother's offer for a moment and then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job at chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance away from the area. Out of sight, out of mind, it seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment for that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Damn it! Crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and then ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. "Get the bucket! Can't let it spill." Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A steady bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress. But Kaine didn't notice. "Grandma? Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulder and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. "Stop that! Just stop!" she cried, breathing heavily. "It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all." Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of their grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick, and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other, behind raised hands, slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to her over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled upon a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey, lady," said Kaine with a bravado she didn't feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say. But Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. "Oh my good," he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medicine. "Ha!" barked Demo. "That old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo." The boy's eyes grew so wide that they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall below the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. "You like that picture?" Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hands. His eyes were gentle, but sad, and he seemed to stare through her into nothing as he spoke. "That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead for a long time now." Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. "Pictures are wonderful things," continued the shopkeeper. "They let the ones closest to you live on forever." He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which one of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town was just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Hey Kyra, I'm wrapping up here. Glad to hear that you didn't have much symptoms. I'm reading this thing so the game will let me save again. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost indecipherable step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she'd been prancing around the room until exhaustion had finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Well, I mean, once I finish, Kyra, you'll be able to watch the whole stream, recorded, so... It's not a big deal, but yeah, you missed today's, mostly. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother, in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation as of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horseshit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put away the crayons and help with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house, as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter, you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush. I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent and mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more, and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh! said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel that same happiness." It was a moment that burned itself into Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. I don't remember them stringing so many of these together. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug," said Kaine, "and I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right." "Why, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother had saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter, and abuse hurled in equal measure. I remember it's a couple of little vignettes. I don't remember how many. I feel like we're probably close to the end of them for the moment, though. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked her for specifics anymore. "Well, I was going to check out the calma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in the hell for?" Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. "Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "God damn, girl. If a bunch of thieves want to ransack this place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway." "I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other. Grandma, no. If I don't go to the calma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "Of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is—" She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she had first received it. "You're going to be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls and more talk about how beautiful you've become." Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing. said the old woman, "and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day." "Such a mouth on you. Where'd that come from?" "Gee, I wonder." "I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma!" yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out, as if this was the first time she had ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. "Listen," she said, "maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. "Don't turn around. Don't turn around," she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look, and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gods, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly in the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for her lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No. Oh gods, no! Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. "Grandma? Grandma!" Kaine ran faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped over a stone and went sprawling onto the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark, not just fire. Can't be fire, too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard," she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me! Let's go!" The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house, and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and the flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar, powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up! Get up!" Get up, get up, get up now! As Kaine struggled to her feet, the Shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed, briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma! Hold on! Just a little longer. Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The Shade glanced between the two women, and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard. Laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the Shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The Shade moved its claws slightly, allowing grandmother to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all of her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The Shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing towards the air towards the young girl that was latching to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine!" Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandma's hands reaching out through the smoke. "Grandma? Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. "Grandma, come on. We have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp, then thumped to the ground below. "Grandma, no! No! I said run, goddammit! You have to live. You have to get through." The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the Shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had just been hers a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The Shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles, her head lolled dangerously to the side. Yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the Shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, as if trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the Shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her flying to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly as if a great weight was resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something thick, something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill it, 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 kill it. Kill it. Kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. And then we were playing a video game again. I spent like an hour on that.
The beast approaches.
Oh my god. I don't remember that being so long. Oh, and we've got to do this part again. Alright, once more for the road. Use the spear to make it quick. Yeah, it took it long enough. Actually, maybe the sword's better.
How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today.
My sword feels lighter. It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Well, we're on New Game Plus right now. I beat the game earlier in the stream, but I only got the first ending. So, what we got to do now is we play the game again, starting from this point, just after they fix Kaine. And then, but this time on this playthrough, the game will give us new information, like that little series of vignettes that give us insight into Kaine's mind. They're not all text dumps, though, so there will be new cutscenes and whatnot. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next bit, the next few streams. But the game will also go much faster because I got to keep my my weapons and everything. Not. Oh my god. Gently. Weakly. Softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stomping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is going to make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood tormentor evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No. Stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. No! Stop! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha! I look like that. Oh God. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back into the mud and the smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me! Save me! Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse. A freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it feels like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body! Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with a mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. "Feels good, don't it?" asked the voice with a chuckle. "Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies." "Now give me that body! Come on! Give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade." A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew larger and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. "I can see better," she thought. "My eye must be growing back too." The slime reached up and enveloped the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. "Stop!" she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. "Stop." The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmied down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. "Oh, what the hell, sunshine?" screamed the voice. "We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die." Grandma said, "Can't die yet." A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her, and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. "That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die." Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern, the pattern of the shades, burn itself into her left arm. "Well, I'll be damned," said the voice cheerfully. "Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now." Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. "Stop. Got it? Stop." Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. "Come on, don't fight it," pled the voice. "Hate's my favorite dish, and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood and go out there and... Shut up, get out the hell of my body." "Your body? Oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead." Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. "Ha, stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, sunshine, and there ain't no going back." The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. "Possessed," whispered Kaine. "Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now." Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? "So, listen," purred the voice. "I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, sunshine. No more pain." "Wait," said Kaine. "You're a shade. Why would you want to help me kill another shade?" "What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murder, honeypants. I just want a drink from the well." Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her home was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. "So, how about it? You and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want..." "Fuck off, asshole," muttered Kaine. "I'll handle the killing." Ha ha! Screamed the voice. Look at you go! Oh, sunshine. We're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Taran, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it! The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade. I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Taran. Count on it. Ha! Laughed Taran. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter, and eventually faded away. Fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I am Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was waiting for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers close to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the Eyrie arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
So that's all to inform, Kaine's situation, why she acts the way she does, why she wears underwear. Because the sunlight helps her control the shade, things like that. Why she really hated that one shade that we murdered the shit out of.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Well, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but...
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long, petrified sleep. Neil's unflagging kindness.
I was scared they were going to hit me with another vignette.
Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
All right, we don't need to do this again.
This is no you.
As long right.
Blah blah blah. The townsfolk are scared of the skeleton boy and the naked woman, so they have to sleep outside.
What is...
Kaine always sleeps in every damn.
I mean, it's more than that, Brenda. They actually do give you. They actually do give you a lot more material, and there's a new ending on this run too. That's how these runs work. But I don't remember them front loading so much of it before you even get to save. I was just gonna start things up, do that fight really quick, and then save the game and call it a week. But yeah, I've been reading that stuff for like over an hour now. So they may have come on a little strong, but there is much better material on this playthrough, and we will be getting to it next time. Can I skip? Can I skip this? I cannot skip this.
In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine in Emil's situation.
Why isn't this skippable? Oh, good. Still cannot skip the cutscene.
I should have popped up. Good with that. Wait.
I bet they'd really like it if you could save the game, Nier.
Happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah.
I tried.
Wait. Hey,
Well, hey, no, come on.
this all my no.
She. Oh, since I know Pat.
Let me.
Okay.
Night, Brenda. I think I'm pretty sure there's no more new stuff before I get to save. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I get to save now, and we can we can wrap it up.
Sleep shit.
I need that.
Finally. Can't stop myself from grabbing the crap on the way out.
What?
It's my...
Oh no, not the diary.
It's all right. This is the reading it helped. But the fight. Well, take a.
No! Don't make me do the diary thing. Good night, Chris.
Say there. Can you?
No. I am not.
Well,
no.
Standing about like a slack.
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite a talent indeed.
I triggered the DLC.
Come now. There's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Oh, thank God. Whew. I'm gonna do that eventually, but not tonight.
Something I feel. I know.
Mailbox. Okay, game is saved. All right, thank you for coming, everyone. I will see you Wednesday-ish. That's the tentative plan. Have a good weekend.